Jones is on the Upstart board at the Crossroads Fund, which is our new kind of youngish people board. And Janie is on the other board. But Michael's on the Upstart, and Janie's been an Upstart for many, many years, and here they are.
Thank you very much for having me. I left New England in 2011 and headed west in search of work and a new home, like so many Americans before me. And little did I know just how alien Chicago could be. Each neighborhood, its own country, culture, cuisine, politics. And so like any intrepid traveler, I wandered a little bit. And I just didn't get it. Why would so many wonderful, intelligent, hardworking, beautiful people come to a place most famous for corruption and terrible weather? And it wasn't until I met Jeanne, Jane, and the Crossroads family that I started to get a sense of why people might stick around in this, what do they call it, stinky onion. When I was on the grant-making committee just last year, I got to meet brilliant people all over the city, working hard every single day to make change real. They were cultivating the city of iron and steel and planting seeds for radical and progressive change. And now that I've found Crossroads and the community here that supports it, I want to pick up my own plant my own seeds, and watch the fruit of my labors burst through the ice and concrete and blossom into something better. And most of all, I want to thank you for helping me find a home. Jane?
Yeah, thank you. But Michael and I are going to be all of you all's two favorite people by the end of the evening. Let me tell you that. I joined the Crossroads board this year, and Michael, as an experienced member of the grant-making committee, is my mentor. I heard about the Crossroads Fund soon after I arrived in Chicago in 1979 on an urban studies program sponsored by ACM. That's why I was chanting ACM. And I continued to follow the great work of Crossroads over the years. I came across wonderful grantee organizations through my personal involvement and also my subsequent work at the People's Law Office. Those organizations who were seriously and passionately committed to social change. And soon after I went to law school in the 80s, I worked as a poll watcher for Ron Sable when he ran for alderman here in Chicago. And because of my connections in representing activists for peace and justice, I sat cross-legged on the floor of a cooperative house, I think somewhere in Pilsen, with my first experience as a board member of an organization called Synapsis. I've had the honor to work with many Crossroads grantees over the last 30 years, dare I say, including ACT UP Chicago, ADAPT, Hybrid A, Occupy, and most recently the Immigrant Youth Justice League, which I've always loved. They sound like superheroes, and they are. Crossroads to me has always been about bringing together and supporting these diverse organizations that share a common sense of values, a common set of values that promote social, economic, and racial justice. Tonight, we have celebrated, and I'm not going to sing, so don't worry, go into the chapel. You guys can sing if you want, but now where we really want to go is to the Chapel of Change. We want to be at the Mosque of the Movement. We want to attend services at the Synagogue of Social Justice. And speaking of religion, my Methodist parents left with me a lingering legacy. And that legacy was of tithing. they tithe 10% of their income in donations. When I first started at PLO in 1984, they asked me how much money I needed to live on for a month. And when I said $500, they said, "You're hired." Everyone can donate, and it's up to you to decide what portion of your resources you can give back to Crossroads. But now's your time. Here's another opportunity. Tonight, in this room, we want to raise an additional at least $4,000 to be able to give one more grant to one more important emerging organization that has been one of the 75 groups and applications that are sitting right now in the Crossroads office waiting to be reviewed by the incredible grant-making committee, of which Michael, again, is my mentor. We usually only give to 30 groups. That's all we can do. But tonight, we want to come together and we want to get at least one more funded. So, Michael, what do you think we should do?
I have an idea. Now, follow me. I want anyone right now who's capable, and this is going to be a bigger number for some folks than for others, who's ready to make a $500 commitment on top of what you've already donated today. Raise your hand, scream out, holler, jump up, scream, whatever you got to do. Gentleman right there. And then an even handsomer more gentleman there. I think there's an even more beautiful, more handsomer person ready to give another $500. Anyone?
Actually,
oh, back there. Back there. Beautiful young person to that.
Bring those baskets. What do you call them? Bring them around. Moving them around. I put my money where my mouth is.
Let's make it rain for social justice.
This is real.
Rain for social justice.
Sheila, don't take my check, Sheila.
All right, thank you very much for our $500 donors. If you can get some people together, look to your neighbor, say, "Hey, let's put together $250. Is there any group of people who can do $250? Great, thank you, sir." Yay! And a mustache there. We really can't see much in here. That's why everybody looks handsome to us. Anybody else? Yeah, thank you. Melinda, thank you. Anybody else? Hey! Mona and Yvette over here. Thank you. We'll be honoring you soon. That's great. We got another over here. We're getting up there. Is anybody counting this? This is coming along. Now here's my thing. Didn't you have twice as much fun tonight as you thought you were going to have? Yes. Take a moment to think about that and what you paid for your ticket. Add double and give another donation to Crossroads.